Hi all, and welcome to our channel. I'm Nick,
And I'm Josh.
and this is the Entrepreneurial Journey podcast. Here we'll talk about everything around entrepreneurship. Josh and I just left our jobs about a month ago, our corporate jobs, and with the rise of startups and, for example, in the US, the Great Resignation, we wanted to create a YouTube channel and a podcast to talk about our journey through the company that we started, AmigoGo, which we'll get into a little bit later. But we wanted to share our journey, our many failures, our successes, the things we've learned throughout our path, and our current path towards creating a successful business in the tech space. So hopefully you guys can also learn a few things, take away a few things from what we've learned, what to do and what not to do. Either's great, but all we're here to do is just to talk about entrepreneurship, which is something that we're really passionate about, really love, and hopefully you can take something out of it. But today is going to be really a podcast about who are we, what have we done so far, where are we today, and where are we going tomorrow, and maybe a little bit about the hot topic of corporate life versus entrepreneurship. You know, what are the pros and cons for each, and towards the end, get to know us a little bit better. We're gonna have a quick fire round of questions. But to kick it off, maybe a little bit about us.
Probably right. Yeah.
I go first.
Go for it.
All right. Well, I'm Nick. I'm 29. We both live in London. But I was born in Rome, Italy. Argentinian mother, dad's half Greek, half Austrian. You can kind of see where this is going, why I sort of got into travel. but yeah, so that's a bit of my background. I studied here in Nottingham, and then I started working in travel tech for a big company, and I moved across a few roles from architecture, which was technology strategy, and product management, which was my last role really up till the point where I decided to move on and start our own business, which I'll plug it right now, right? Might as well. Sounds right.
That time.
Sounds fit. And so AmigoGo, what is AmigoGo? AmigoGo is a group travel app that solves the many pains and tribulations of planning and organizing a group holiday with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We've all been through an experience in our life. We make it a simple process where it's all in one platform, where you can search, add your friends, search for flights and hotels, book, all in one platform. And yeah, that's really what we do at AmigoGo. So I'll pass it on to you now, Josh.
Okay. Enough plugging.
No, enough plugging.
Plug's
Yep.
done. So my name's Josh. I'm from England, Birmingham. No comments. And I've been in the corporate world for about 9 years before moving over to AmigoGo. Formally, only as of a few weeks ago, full time, which is an exciting moment. But yeah, I've been corporate my whole life and enjoyed it. So this is not a slating of corporate life. This is a discussion as to where we've been and where we've come from, and I think a lot of people relate to it. Probably will relate to our journeys, our different journeys.
Yeah, for sure. And on that note, I mean, you're a co-founder in AmigoGo, but you're also a co-founder in ShopHub, which is also another startup that you're involved in. Do you want to give that a little bit of a plug? Because a lot of the learnings that we'll talk about and discussions that we'll talk about, you'll get learnings from that part of your life, right? The ShopHub side.
Yeah. So ShopHub is a Shopify app, so it serves e-commerce stores, and it's a free to download app, and it's a tiered B2B model, and that's helping Shopify store owners basically improve their retention rates and improve their revenue. So it's all about improving their business and growing that.
Yeah, and that's pretty awesome that you're getting the experience of learning a B2C startup as AmigoGo is, and ShopHub, which is a B2B startup, right? So you're really getting both flavors of everything. So
yeah, I think there's different methods used in each sector, and then sometimes I can bring things from there over here. Say these things work, these things don't. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of work, but the learnings are worth it. 100%.
Cool. Very good. And I mean, just on that note, on how we met actually, we met playing football. About what, 7 years ago?
I don't know, I never thought about that.
Probably, yeah. But we spent about a year without talking to each other. We played on the same football team in Haggerston.
Trying to take my place, if I recall.
Well, I mean, I was always better than him. The goal stats will show.
I don't think I'll admit that.
We have all the goal stats.
Do we? Okay,
I'll present it to the public. Not right now. I'll present it to the public another day.
Yeah. Up for it.
But we played together for quite some time, and then we actually bonded through architecture because we both were in somewhat architecture roles, and that's when sort of we got to know each other, and we had similar but very different mindsets as well, and I think that's what sort of brought us together, but also the different flavors of who we are actually brought us closer and to start our own businesses. But we'll get into that as well. We'll in this podcast we'll get into topics like that, how to find, how to know whether someone's your perfect co-founder, how to find the perfect advisor, etc. All these discussions we want to talk about because we're going through them right now, right? So if there's something that we can give back to people is telling, well, this is what didn't work for us and this is what worked for us, right? It might not work for you, but at least you can get a varied set of information, right?
Yeah. And if somewhere on your journey you come up against a challenge that we've encountered and we can talk about the way we handled it and if it went well or not, then that's a value add right there.
Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, a little bit about we both left our jobs relatively soon. We left about a month ago. So what was your motivation? At what point in your life did you think I want to create something of my own? When did that happen? Explain that to people, and what happened.
For me, I didn't even realise that this is what I wanted to do until we started doing it. I don't really think I had a thought before we started it that I want to work for myself or want to create something for myself. I was relatively happy, working in a corporation and doing my bit.
Yeah.
But then when we kind of started this and we started getting into, realising how much there is to learn, and we'll talk about that. That's when I realised, damn, this is it's exciting. I love this feeling of learning something. So for me, I was you could call it a late bloomer in realising I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and now I couldn't think of being anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like I was born to do it, but then a few years ago I was happy in corporate.
Yeah, but it was all the motivation then was the learning side, right? How much can I learn from this place versus how much can I learn from that place? Instead of, I think a lot of us think also, well, this place pays me more versus this place is not going to pay me as much. But you're looking at it from a not a pay, but you're looking at it from a learning standpoint, right?
Yeah. And
how much can you learn from this?
Yeah, 100%, and the kind of responsibility and ownership of having your own thing, which is part and parcel of having to learn to be able to create something and deliver something.
100%.
What about yours? I think you have a different motivation to me.
I mean, I don't like, even when I was a kid. I mean, I wanted to own a hotel, and have the penthouse all to myself. Right, it was gonna be this fancy hotel,
like a travel lodge.
Yeah, the travel lodge in Magaluf. That was my idea of success. No, so that was sort of my idea of success. I wanted that, and then as I went through university and things like that, I met some influential people. Also, Thomas, who's a good friend of mine to date. Shout out to Thomas if you're watching. But he was just such a clever guy, such an entrepreneurial guy, creative in marketing and business, and he had his own startup called Pick to Wall that he then sold. But he sort of motivated me, inspired me to look at sort of entrepreneurship through a different lens, and I started what ended up being just a horrible horrible idea. It was an app called Gym Buddy. It was to have two people from the same gym to be able to connect through a social platform that were of the same build size, so that when you went to the gym, you could use the same weight.
So wouldn't you be able to talk to someone unless you were the same size as them?
Well, no, you could have, but the point was to connect people of this similar size. Listen, it wasn't my finest hour, okay.
Who knows?
But
it might be the next big thing still.
Yeah, absolutely. It was using QR codes and all that fun stuff as well. But I think that again gave me some learnings, and the best learning out of them all was I was clueless. Even with a master's, I was still clueless about how to kickstart a business, right? How to start it from zero. And so, I thought to myself, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna learn by working in a fixed environment, right? In a big company. Gonna learn the key skills, learn the discipline around business, and I learned a bit of strategy, a bit of product, and I moved because that was gonna give me X amount of learning in this space, whilst product was gonna give me these learnings, and actually. Then after product, I kind of felt motivated, inspired, and knowledgeable enough again to now really kickstart it, right? And so I think that's the flow of life, right? Of these things. So for me, it was always in my mind that I wanted to create something of my own. But I think the journey that it's been has been great, with quite a few failures, and here we are now. So, I guess a little bit on now getting into sort of the corporate, I'd say versus, but corporate and entrepreneurship, right? What are some of the pros and cons for you around? Let's start with the corporate side of things, right? So give me one pro and one con of working in a corporate setting.
Well, as I say, I liked my corporate life.
Yeah.
Probably the pro is when you go there from uni and you're fresh and you don't really know anything about the working world or business world. You can walk in and there's a whole bunch of experienced people that you can learn from and talk to, and they will actively teach you. If you're in a good place, you'll get lots of teaching there, and obviously do experience, and kind of you get a bit of support as well. You get a lot of support, you do. Whereas if you were to do that in a startup world, come out of uni, go straight into startup, you wouldn't have that kind of support around you necessarily, or that experience around you. Not to say it's the wrong thing to do at all, but I guess maybe it makes it easier to have been through that and gain that experience there. It's kind of like what you were saying about what you did. Yeah. I can understand that. And the cons to the corporate world, I guess it's the kind of structure and framework that you're put in.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate to work at Deloitte, where you are given a lot of freedom to impact a lot of different areas, but it's not the same as entrepreneurialism. And then roles way before that were you just do one thing really, unless you get a team switch or a promotion, then you might try something new. But for the most part, you're doing the same thing and kind of repeating it. So it might work for some people, but that wasn't what I was after. Yeah. What about you?
No, for sure. I mean, the corporate, from the corporate side, a pro. For sure, like you said, I mean, the peers and mentors that you can find in those establishments, but also the work you can get to do in it's a bit like, for me, it's like riding a bike with the extra two wheels, right? It's you have the safety net there, right? And you're not in this deep end, thrown in the deep end, right? So I think it's such a good place to start to really learn your craft, learn as much as you can, and from as many people as possible, interact with everyone, and learn one or two things from people from different roles, right? So try and find your finance person that you get along with, find your marketing person that you get along with, and try and always ask questions to them. I think that's amazing because you have that built-in network, right, of being in that office
True.
or working for that company itself.
True. Some people might argue though that you're put into a big company and then you're responsible for a lot more money than you are in a startup.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. But I'm saying it's not your money, right?
Yeah.
But that is very true. That is very true. And I mean, we talk about it all the time. I mean, we've debated about 10, 20 pound ads, whilst I was managing products that were worth millions, and as much as you want to reduce that total cost of ownership of those products, it wasn't as heartfelt as 10, 20 pounds of your own money, so 100%. The biggest con for me of the corporate life, or working in a corporate setting, I mean as you said, the structure is definitely one. The structure in place, but also I think there's something to say around the meaningfulness, right, of and the boxing in of what you're trying to do, right? If you're a product manager, you're only a product manager. I had a product marketing manager, I had a go-to-market manager, a finance manager, a marketing there's all these roles and things that, sure, you can learn here and there from talking to those people and you interact with those roles, but I think at the end of it, your learnings are limited in that space, right? Whilst in the deep end and going into sort of the pros of entrepreneurship is you get to do everything. It's like having ADHD. It's like you can look at everything, right? Every day you go through job description, writing up a job description, interviewing, doing some finances, doing your burn rates, understanding some analytics around how your users are using your platform today, your product or services today. That's all in one day, right?
Yeah.
Which is sometimes more than what one person does in a career in the corporate setting.
True. And I imagine a lot of people watching, probably a proportion of them will be thinking they want to break free from the structure. Some might be more just thinking about, I want to create something. But I guess that's what we're gonna talk about, what that includes to get to that.
Yeah, and I think that analogy of like the bicycle is quite interesting, right? It's like when do you actually take the wheels off, right?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And I think that, so that's gonna be our second episode next week. So stay tuned for that. But we want to drill into that and kind of go through our stories of when we thought we were ready to take those wheels off. But yeah, absolutely. In terms of just mental state, I think especially after COVID, after, we're still living with it, but in this period of lockdowns and mental health issues for everyone across the world, having this big change in your life must have been a big change in your mental and motivational and happiness, just genuine happiness in your life, right? How do you feel now? 2 or 3 weeks after having left your corporate job and moved full time into this role? Like, what's gone through you in the last couple of weeks?
I feared initially that I would be feeling the same. Well, feeling like I'm doing the same thing. I feared like I'd be going 9 to 5 or whatever it turned into, like 8 to 8. Whatever those days were. And I thought it'd be doing the same thing, but just for my own company. It would feel the same, but just for my own outcomes. But for me, not the same for everyone, but it feels completely different.
Yeah.
Like I don't take a view as I've got to work this much time. People are relying on me to be online and stuff. It's more, what needs to be done for us to achieve it, and then I'll do that whether it's middle of the night. If I need to do something in the middle of the day, it's fine. But just from a mental state, it's completely different. And personally, I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it.
We were talking about this just today, right? About we have our UX designer who's part time, right? And he's obviously working in the evenings. Now that we work, basically this is our 9 to 5, or this is our full time job. But he's still part time, right? So he's working in the evenings, even on the weekends. Hi Mars, you're the best. You're honestly the best. And yeah, so we get texts from him. Can you review these designs, these Figma designs? Because everything with Mars is Figma. Everything with UX designers is on Figma.
It is awesome.
At 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night, or at midnight on a Wednesday night, right? It's like, well, that's the life you choose, right? It's this is now nonstop, right? It's you have to answer, but you're right. It's you don't have to work that have to be online at that time. If you want to go to the gym, if you got a quiet time, go to the gym at 10 a.m. and start at 11 and then keep working, right?
And for me, like, I'm an avid reader, as you know, and I would never be able to used to wake up and read a book for an hour or two because I've got to be online to do stuff. But now, like, if I do that, I have no guilt about doing it at all because I know this is contributing towards me making better decisions, having better ideas at my company. So I love that freedom, I think. Yeah. What about you? How are you feeling?
I feel great. I thought I'd feel a lot more nervous of that feeling of. I remember swimming in the Red Sea in Egypt, right? And there's the coral reef, the coral reef, right? That's what
I don't
it's
get
called.
the analogy so far, but
Well, yeah. So the coral reef is like the water is like 5 feet, and you see all the corals, and then all of a sudden, after 100, 200 yards, there's this big drop, and it just goes fully dark, right? And you see the bigger fishes. We saw some sharks, but it just goes. It's like a cutoff point, right? It's like just. And it's dark blue, and then further down, it's just dark.
Okay, I see your analogy.
I thought that's what I would feel like. Feel like, oh, I've been swimming on this little coral reef with 5 feet water, and then I get to this point, but I haven't felt like that. It's felt kind of like a seamless transition, right? And I think a lot of people will be asking this because it is a big change. But I think if you're prepared for it, right? We've not been twiddling our thumbs. We've been learning this far to give us at least the motivation and what we think is the knowledge to be able to start a business. Now, I don't know if we're doing the right things or not. We'll see in 1 year or 2 years how we're doing. But I think we've got the what we think is the knowledge to get started. And I think that goes a long way to just set yourself up so to actually get moving. Just it's like any other day. The following week, I think I left on a Thursday. Friday I worked. Monday it was like any other day. It was just like, okay, let's just get on with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we've come to the final bit, the most entertaining bit. Some people might say.
We'll see.
Of the podcast, our first podcast. Quick fire questions, 10 questions each. You haven't seen mine, I haven't seen yours.
I don't have 10.
Okay, well, yeah. you see, he's always unprepared. Jesus Christ.
I've got 5, but they're good.
Okay,
yours will be
5.
10 bad
you
ones.
got 50%.
Yeah, but they're twice the quality, so.
Twice the quality. Okay, we'll see about that. Just like your goals, right? And playing football.
What,
yeah.
You got more, but mine are better quality.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe that.
All right, go for it. Okay, you start.
Me for okay, yeah. What is your current favourite series? I know you've got a few.
My current or my from
current,
forever?
Current. Keep it topical.
Current?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of Modern Family.
Can't be your first time.
Yeah, I never finished it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's taken me a while. I'm on season. I'm on the last season, I think.
The 9 seasons.
Yeah, and also on Netflix today, at least in the UK, It's Always Sunny in Philly.
Oh yeah.
Season 15 is out.
Yeah.
That's something me and you have watched together. We lived together for about a year.
Yeah. We watched a lot
Unfortunately,
of that on this sofa.
yeah. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is one of the funniest shows. So I'm gonna put that one.
You gotta be of a certain humor to like it. I would say.
Yeah.
Not everyone
Yeah.
likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be a little bit nuts.
Yeah. Okay. One family. Wow, you are slow. What's your favourite way to unwind?
My favorite way to unwind. I mean, I'll say like Netflix. Just watch a show.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah,
YouTube
YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm big on YouTube. Watch a lot of YouTube. Gym.
What's your favourite podcast?
I like the Nelk Boys, which
Oh,
is just a group of Canadian guys that just drink. Used to drink, and now they do, like, they have a podcast and they have celebrities go on there. They have they had one with Gary Vee. That
Cool.
was pretty good. Yeah, they had the last one was with Khabib. I do like them. I find them really funny. They're really funny.
Man, they must be big
Yeah.
if they're getting Khabib and Gary Vee on.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like this one. What moment are you most excited about in the upcoming year?
What moment?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a good question. Of this year, right?
2022.
Yeah. So actually, with AmigoGo, we haven't launched yet. We're actually gonna launch in a couple of weeks. Our app on iOS and Android, but I don't think it's gonna be that.
Not
For me,
release.
it's somewhere like. When we get our. So we have plans to get 1,000 bookings by September.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that would be a huge testament. And bookings are flights, accommodation, that type of stuff. To me, 1,000 would be a huge testament to we're going in a good direction. I think that would be a moment where it's like, we've done the work, because like for me the launch wouldn't be the best moment, because like you've done the work, but it doesn't mean that because you've done the work you're going to get the result, right?
It's just an important milestone.
It's a milestone, exactly. But for me, a result is something that kind of flips my brain, right, and says, holy crap, that happened.
Probably the validation.
The validation,
that
yeah.
we're solving the problem.
So for me, it's that. It's like 1,000 bookings would give me the validation that we're potentially entering something really special.
Yeah, that'd be even the first ones where it's like, we used it, we booked it.
Yeah,
it was great.
Even the first, even the first one. Yeah, sure, absolutely. I mean, the first one's gonna be like, wow, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Surprising. But yeah, no, I think, but I think, the further you go, and like 1,000 for me is like a good milestone for us this year that actually would turn into something that would switch in my brain and say, wow, 1,000, really?
Yeah. What are the end of year goals, man? We'll look at it later.
Yeah, we'll look at it later.
Favorite destination for a city break?
For a city break?
Mm-hmm. I guess
in Europe or anywhere in the
anywhere.
world that I've been to.
Oh, that was gonna say, is it been to or want to go to? I'd probably say that have been to and like would go there again.
Okay, that I've been to. That's a good question. I mean, New York. I mean, I love New York. New York.
Yeah.
We went to New York together. My girlfriend's from New York, so I've traveled quite a bit over the last 4 years to New York. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. And then somewhere I haven't been, it'd probably be Tokyo.
You said that the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just Japan in general is my top destination that I haven't visited yet and that I would love to go.
Yeah.
The culture, the food, the history, the landscape. You've got big cities like Tokyo for nightlife. You've got mountains
True.
to go skiing, snowboarding. You've got beach. beaches to go.
Is it Mount Fuji?
Yeah, there's
Skiing?
Mount Fuji, but there's
Oh.
also other ski. I don't think you can. I don't know if you can ski on Mount Fuji.
Oh, really? I don't know.
I'm not sure. But yeah, so there's just everything, and everything that I know about it of that country is unbelievable. I love sushi. I love the culture. I love everything about it. I traveled to Taiwan, which is quite similar, but also very different. But culturally, it's just such an open country. It's so welcoming. It's amazing. So yeah, Japan #1.
I see that. I can see that. Final one, I think, for me. If you could have a billboard, what would it be?
A billboard.
Yeah, if you could have anything on a billboard.
Oh man. AmigoGo
No, I don't know. I don't know if you can do that.
with our faces,
Like at the end of this podcast.
like at the end of this podcast. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Or entrepreneurial journey.
Or entrepreneurial journey.
Faces.
Yeah. Faces again. The faces have to be.
Digital billboard as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they doing digital billboards? Like with the big...
Yeah.
No, but like the huge ones. On the motorways, isn't it? On the freeways.
Yeah. I maybe no. I don't know. Maybe it's a it distracts the drivers. Maybe it's illegal.
No, we used to get those ones that like with a waving hand.
Yeah.
You know, I'm mainly referring to like movies here, but same thing in theory. But anyway, entrepreneurial journey with the faces. Yeah.
Entrepreneurial journey or AmigoGo.
Yeah.
With our faces. Yeah.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
One each side. Well, that's it. That's my 5.
Okay. All right. Here's my 10. Favorite entrepreneur.
Muskie.
Muskie.
Yeah.
Little Muskie. Elon Musk. Yeah. Yeah.
Little Muskie. Well, he's going to be watching this, obviously.
He obviously
I
is.
just heard you say that.
Yeah. Hi, Elon. Yeah, definitely is. Yeah, no, he would definitely be my top pick as well.
Seems like one of the more down to earth ones as far as eccentric billionaires go.
Yep, for sure. Favorite entrepreneurship book,
But I'm just swayed by the one I'm reading at the moment.
or actually, entrepreneurship or self-help, business books. I know you read a lot of this stuff, so
Favorite books probably of all time: Mental Health, 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem.
Yeah, you made me read that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Implement that and you'll be happy.
Yeah.
To a degree. Lean Startup, obviously you got to do it. It's important. By Eric Ries. Not sure the pronunciation. And at the moment reading Millionaire Fastlane, which I'm going to get you. Terrible title, but I swear it's like mind changing and just makes you think. And if you're watching this because you want to be an entrepreneur, read that and you'll want to be an entrepreneur.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I want to read that third one. I've read the first 2.
Does it need to be in hardback? Oh, paperback, whatever.
I'm thinking of going audio.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Audiobooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never read an audiobook.
You never read one? I don't get on as. Do they?
You don't read an audiobook, do you? Yeah, I don't. I've never done it that way.
Give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that could be the first. Alcohol of choice.
At the moment. I think it's gin and tonic at the moment. Through main lockdowns, it was red wine for a lot of it, but probably gin right now.
Yeah, which is what
That
you're
is what it
drinking.
is, yeah.
And for me, it'd be beer.
Yeah, you've been on beer for a long time.
Yeah, I know. Sushi or pizza?
I think sushi, but when in Italy, then it's not sushi, it's pizza. So it's context, yeah.
Right.
But generally in London, you could probably say I would sushi. Yeah.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You?
I plead the 5th. I'm Italian.
Probably wise.
Favorite destination you've traveled to? So you copied that one from me.
Maybe Tel Aviv, just because it was so kind of different and interesting.
Mm.
And I got to do Jerusalem and
Nice.
really good tours.
Yeah.
But yeah, New York up there as well. Also San Fran, really cool.
Yeah. Nice. Those are all very good options.
Yeah. No,
I do want to
think that's it.
visit Tel Aviv. And next dream destination you want to travel to?
I mean, I sometimes say Hawaii just because it's far away and I haven't really done that kind of thing. No, but maybe like, to be honest, maybe like a Seychelles kind of thing. You know, 2 weeks in the Seychelles.
Okay.
Just drinking gin and tonics out of a coconut.
Out of a coconut. Nice.
That's what the movies tell me happens there anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly how it goes down in
Okay.
Seychelles. Yeah. iPhone or Android?
Just switched to Android, and no, it's good, but I had an iPhone.
That says everything when you start with no, it's good.
Do you know what? It's not a functionality thing or a feature thing at all. It's a reliability thing.
Right.
Because I just noticed, like, I dropped it on carpet from about that height.
Yeah.
And it stopped working, and I called up the service line, and they weren't going to give me a what do you call it, like a standing phone.
Yeah.
So then I hit it on my knee just like that, and it started working again. So I kept it. But nothing like that ever happened with my iPhone in 3 years, and it sometimes got to flickers a little bit.
Yeah.
So I just don't feel
There you go.
completely secure.
There you go. Favorite muscle group to work out in the gym?
Chest. Look forward to a chest day.
Chest day. I had one yesterday. It was pretty good.
Nice. What one do you hate the most? Legs.
Hate the most.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that it hurts the most, legs. But
You
I
least
love
look
it.
forward to.
No. Shoulders. Just don't like
Yeah.
shoulders. I just don't like it.
You get a good press on. That's nice.
No. For me, chest and then legs. Legs is my second favorite. I love doing legs.
But legs are like a proper challenge.
But it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. I understand that. Favorite song of the moment?
Probably. Do you know what? It probably changed from a couple of days ago. What's that song I keep putting on repeat? Bugsy Malone, Notorious, I guess. Yeah.
Bugsy Malone.
Yeah.
Alright. I've never listened to Bugsy Malone.
Yeah, he's got a few good ones.
I'm into my country music.
Is that all you listen to now?
But, like, honestly, like, between reggaeton and country music.
I come here and every time you're playing country music.
Yeah, it makes me happy, alright? A bit of Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, they're all Lukes.
It's a bit melancholy, isn't it?
Chris Stapleton. No, it's always fun. Like, cause the ones I listen to are all about beers, trucks, and living and going fishing.
I heard at least 10 songs today that were about love.
But that was on
Love of a
Spotify playlist that I didn't listen. It was not my playlist, so not all
So it
those
wasn't
songs.
your fault.
Yeah, so there are melancholic songs, but I listen to the ones that are all about beer, or whiskey, fishing or golf, and trucks.
Songs about fishing. Alright, okay,
Yeah.
let's move
And
on.
last one, cats or dogs?
Always grew up with dogs. Gonna say dogs, like them. Yeah, don't really get the cats. No, well, I don't get it, but
It's okay. You can like dogs.
yeah, no, I'm not denying the dogs. I'm wondering if I like cats or not. I think I'm
All right.
neutral. No, do you know what? I think I'm like a cat, so I don't really care about cats.
All right. Well, that's it. I mean, ended on that note.
Let's learn some things.
Yeah. No. I hopefully you guys have enjoyed this podcast. First of many. We plan to upload. Gonna try and upload every week.
But in the spirit of entrepreneurialism and learning about what your customers do, which you'll learn is very important, let us know what you want to hear about, and we will bend to the customer's wishes.
Oh, that's very clever. That's nice. Yeah, absolutely. Like and subscribe, and obviously comment topics that you'd like us to talk about. If we've gone through learnings in that space, in that topic, we'll happily talk about it. So yeah, let us know, and we'll catch you next time.